total United States debt rose to $55.9 trillion due to huge increases in corporate and government borrowing. According to the Fed, debt increased and household net value fell as the first effect of the coronavirus pandemic hit in the first 3 months of the year. In the report, total domestic non-financial debt rose 11.7% to $55.9 trillion. That had increased by 3.2% in the previous quarter. According to Federal Reserve data released on Thursday, that rose and household net value fell as the first impact of coronavirus pandemic hitting in the first 3 months of the year. Total domestic non-financial debt rose 11.7% to $55.9 trillion. That had increased by 3.2% in the previous quarter. According to Federal Reserve data released on Thursday, that rose and household net value fell as the first impact of coronavirus pandemic hitting in the first 3 months of the year. At the same time, the fall in the stock market values took a bite of the net worth, which dropped from $7.4 trillion to $110.8 trillion. Wall Street, however, suffered a sharp recovery from the lowest levels in March. Most of these losses were likely to have occurred. Shareholders' equity decreased by $7.8 trillion, while real estate value increased by $400 billion in the first quarter. The biggest debt earnings increased by 18.8%, while the federal government debt increased by 14.3%. Total federal debt has recently passed $26 trillion. Household debt increased by 3.9% and increased by 3.2% on the mortgage side. Consumer debt increased by 1.6%. When the longest expansion in the United States history ends, increases in debt and a decrease in household value. Earlier this week, the National Bureau of Economic Research announced that the recession began in February after an 11-year expansion. Stock's bull market ended the same month but returned on 23rd March. Most of the idea, comment, information, and criticism containing in these videos have been created by Daily News Report. Before making any important investment decision, use the information contained in these videos as a starting point for conducting your own research. If you make any investment or legal decision, it is advised to consult an expert before making this decision.